Day in the life of an account executive. Thirsty for that pipeline, if you know what I'm talking about. It's only taken me 11 tries to get that right. Today, at my job in software sales as an account executive making 131k a year, I was asked by a senior leader at my company, former manager of mine, to come speak to his team, a group of 15 sales development representatives, talking about day in the life of an account executive, challenges I've faced, and things they need to know. Fortunately for you, I have my notes from that talk today, so I'm gonna overview my background, my story, just an example day in the life of an account executive, what you should expect. I'm a newly ramped rep, so I'm pretty new to account executive world, but I'm getting up and running fast. I wanna share with you what I've experienced and also things that you need to know. I know a lot of you guys who watch this channel are new to your sales career, earlier in your sales career, just trying to get in sales. So I really do believe if you watch to the end of this video, you absolutely will learn something new today. Hit the like button below now. If you hit the like button, I can say with 97.8% certainty that you will perform better relative to your quota than if you did not hit that like button. In 2018, when I graduated from Ohio University with a degree in management and strategic leadership, I accepted a job in software sales as an SDR at a fast-growing tech company, moving from Ohio to Dallas, Texas. I had never done sales before. I never had a relevant internship. I got pretty lucky being given the opportunity. A lot of you ask me, do you need a college degree to get into sales? Do I need relevant history, experience to get into sales? I don't know. All you need is an opportunity to be given an interview, and then from that point on, it's for you to sell yourself. I was hired on as an SDR. When I first started, I was one of the worst performing SDRs. I had that come to sales moment when I asked myself, I called my mom one Friday afternoon after doing horribly 1 month, and I said, is sales for me? Inevitably, you are gonna ask yourself this question, and especially when you move into an account executive, you're gonna ask yourself the question, is sales for you? Because it gets increasingly harder as you move from SDR, senior SDR to account executive. The biggest shift, you go from having a monthly or weekly quota based on setting meetings or generating pipeline to, as an account executive, you still have to do all those things. You still have to manage your pipeline health, but you're also responsible for closing revenue. Eventually, as an SDR, I moved around, did a couple different positions, got a lot of great experience, made 37,000 cold calls, and the rest is history. I got really efficient, really effective at top of the funnel activities, setting meetings, get people to answer my phones, getting people to show up to my meetings, and getting those meetings to progress to subsequent meetings. That's what it's all about. The biggest things I've struggled with day in the life of an account executive that I see, number one, effective discovery. So when you do have that initial meeting, how do you understand their problem? What is the timeline of that problem? What is the budget they're willing to spend? Is that problem big enough for them to actually spend with you? Who else is relevant in that decision process? What is the decision criteria? Who's eventually gonna sign, be the economic buyer? There's a lot that goes into effective discovery, and that is more of a science and an art. That's something I'm trying to get better at each and every day. The number one thing I wish I knew earlier was to subscribe to my channel below. So let me give you a chance, hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. Another challenge I've faced is growing in talent pool. What you'll see in your career as you move up to new levels, the talent pool decreases, but the talent gets a lot better. So if you were used to really excelling at something, next thing you know, you're gonna be competing against other people that are really good. And ultimately, we're one team, but of course, you're gonna be perceived based on how you perform relative to your quota and relative to your peers. Think about high school sports. You were probably good freshman year, you move up to sophomore, the game's a little faster, next thing you know, you're on varsity, and you're just average. In sales, you can stand out as an SDR, but when you become an account executive, you can just be average because there's so many other people that are more advanced 5-10 years deep in their career, and someone like myself who's just become an account executive, it's night and day, their skills versus mine. So that's been a challenge to me because I like to do better than other people, naturally the competitor to me. So it's tough when I can tell other people are at a whole different level than me. The next thing I wish I knew was that you cannot control the outcome in sales. As an SDR, in order to promote to an account executive at my company, we needed to source a certain amount of pipeline that eventually closed. I would get super overly emotionally attached to the outcome. I felt like I would care more than my account executive when I was an SDR, and it was disappointing at times. Now that I'm an account executive, I do care a lot about closing these deals and having positive outcomes. But even if I do the best job I possibly can, that still isn't going to guarantee a closed deal, one revenue. So you need to detach yourself from the outcome and accept that some will come, some will go, and you just need to make the most of what you have. Sales is a probability game, so it's up to you to increase the probability of winning that deal throughout the sales cycle. Whatever that looks like for you in your industry, you need to do it. The next thing I wish I knew earlier before I became day in the life of an account executive is legitimate self-development. A lot of people talk about self-development, improving oneself, and in the realm of sales, that looks like reading relevant industry knowledge, company news, product knowledge, doing good sales skills like discovery, setting meetings, closing deals, negotiating. All of that was table stakes to me as an SDR. When I eventually became an account executive, they were must-have skills that I was missing. So once I became an account executive, I realized I actually needed to be doing these things, and I started to do them. If I would have started earlier, it's almost like, think about the Kobe Bryants of the world, shoot 1,000 free throws before school, whatever it is, and you think, hey, if I was an athlete with that much talent, I would put in all that work. You are an athlete in the talent discipline of sales, so there's no reason for you not to put in that work. You have talent. You can be sculpted. Your potential is really limitless. It's up to you to decide your potential, and by legitimately doing self-development, that will help you elevate your potential. The next thing I wish I knew earlier was importance of personal brand. This is something you really want to focus on. This is why I make daily sales videos. I've been making videos for over 30 days straight, along with doing my job. In my job, I'm focused on personal brand. So many more people know me because I make videos. So many more people know me because I put out LinkedIn posts. Of course, performing well will get you recognized, but in today's remote environment, what are you doing to separate yourself so other people, especially senior leaders, people in different departments, people that eventually will help give you those opportunities and elevate your career, do they know who you are? Do they know what you're about? Do they know what you stand for? Are you being asked by leaders to go speak at their team meetings? It's up to you to really put yourself out there, and putting yourself out there can look like reaching out to leaders in different departments, reaching out to people you admire. Oftentimes I reach out to sales leaders or other individual contributors or other account executives like me, and just say, hey, I really admire what you're doing. I think you do great work. I'd love to learn more about your process. So make sure to network, put yourself out there, accept opportunities that other people may not want. That could look like helping with interviewing. That could look like helping train people. That could look like showing up, talking about your experience on the front line. Whatever it is, you need to make your own opportunities and put yourself out there, be seen, and that will help increase your personal brand, which will help you in your career. Some of you may be thinking, but Trent, you never really talked about day in the life of an account executive. As an account executive ramping in software sales, a day in my life looks like I usually start my days around 7:15. I boil some coffee so I can get going. Recently, it's been tough waking up early. I used to wake up super early, but I have a tough time now. I'll wake up, I'll check my email, and then I'll usually pop open my YouTube. I'm an account executive with a side hustle that makes videos, so I like to check all my metrics and all of that, see what you guys are up to, see what you're commenting below. And then I'll check my email, I'll check my calendar, what do I have for the day? I'll start prepping for the day and think about what do I need to do. I'll do a little bit of self-development. I'll check out my pipeline health. So what are the next events I need to help progress my meetings to? What meetings do I need to prepare for? Who do I need to reach out to? What can I do to get somebody to help me to advance something? And next thing you know, it's 8:30, and I'm most likely either cold calling, trying to prospect, find people to call, or I'm preparing for a meeting that day by building out a deck. Eventually, I'll get into some of my meetings. I'll have a meeting, whether it be internal or external with a customer. I'll do what I can to sell, do what I can to advance the meeting. Next thing you know, I'll eat my breakfast. I eat the same thing every day: oatmeal, blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, granola, and a banana, and flaxseed. It's healthy, it tastes good, and it gets me feeling right. Next thing I know, it'll be 11 to 12, 12 to 1. I'm pretty much preparing for meetings, reading things, reading more things, preparing more, making some calls, whatever it takes. It's kind of a dead area in the day. Next thing you know, early afternoon, I'm in meetings, usually from 1 to 3 or 4. I'm doing meetings all afternoon. That's my favorite time to take meetings. That's the highest chance someone will show up to your meeting. And then I'll usually end my day around 4:35, 5:30. I'll send some emails, send some follow-ups. Follow-ups is a big thing as an account executive. And as a part of that, you're advancing meetings. And the biggest things you need to know, the biggest skills are pipeline generation, pipeline health, self-development. My day is structured around those three. I hope this was helpful for you. I know I talked about a lot. Let me know in the comments below how I can help, any questions you have. As always, hit me up on LinkedIn, like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel below. It really helps. Thanks so much. Bye.